Hi, this is Carissa Caramanis O&rsquo coming to you from the National EMS Culture of Safety Strategy Conference in Arlington, Virginia. I'm here with Michael Szczygiel of Thomco. Welcome, Michael.
Oh, nice to see you.
So tell me a little bit about Thomco and what it was that you presented yesterday at the conference.
Well, Thomco is an insurance company, and we insure medical transportation, and my job with Thomco is to do their loss control. Can't sell you anything, don't know anything about insurance. They hired me specifically to do loss control and risk management. And I was invited to speak yesterday because of my background in hospital risk management and also in safety in the construction industry, and they asked me to relate things from those industries that may be applicable to EMS. And one of the examples that I used was a large construction project at a fiberglass plant where we worked 14 to 16-hour days for 7 weeks, 7 days a week. And my job early in the morning was to address safety with 30 to 50 pipe fitters and laborers who were less than enthusiastic at being talked to at 5:30 in the morning. So one of the things that we did was a toolbox talk where we'd give them one item of information and give them a different one every day, but we repeated that when we made rounds through the day, and we discussed that perhaps in the ambulance industry you can do the same sort of thing. In construction, we did something like, say, if you're over 33 inches above the floor, tie off. A similar thing could be done in the ambulance industry. You could ask your people, what's the 4-second rule? And if you get your supervisors doing the same thing to everybody for a given shift, it reinforces particular safety concepts. Mm-hmm. Another thing we talked about from the hospital side was incident reporting. One of the things that we lack in EMS is the ability to track adverse outcomes, the ability to look at incidents, do we drop patients, we had some near misses, but if we had incident reports where any sort of untoward event was reported in a non-punitive fashion, it gets rid of the severity bias and helps us uncover issues that we need to address to make us safer.
And that non-punitive fashion, I think, is an important distinction, right?
Yes, and they talked about that. Other speakers talked about it very nicely yesterday, where they talked about console, coach, and then only do the punitive things when the behaviors are so egregious that you have no alternative.
So I think it's really important that the folks here brought together other individuals from other industries to really sort of apply those lessons that are learned and figure out how they apply to EMS, right?
Oh, I agree. I learned quite a bit. We have people from governmental agencies, actual operators, and people that are related in an ancillary fashion, and having those perspectives meld into a synthesis really worked well.
Mm-hmm. So what has been your experience in the breakout discussions? Have you seen anything that has been particularly interesting?
Well, the process was the most interesting thing, and we have people with diverse backgrounds that have different perspectives and at least initially different goals. There were some debates and discussion, and not everybody agreed on everything, but we worked through it to come up with at least a plan to address these issues.
And that's really indicative of how it's going to be once we apply this plan, right? I mean, not everyone's always going to agree, always be on the same page, but it's how we work through it to get there, right?
That's right. It's how we work through it, but we also need to get to a point where we make recommendations where folks with authority take a leadership role and allow that these really necessities are implemented to create a safer environment, because it's too dangerous now.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being here and for sharing your experiences and insight. We appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. It's been fun.
Again, this is Carissa Caramanis O&rsquo coming to you from the National EMS Culture of Safety Strategy Conference in Arlington, Virginia.